President Trump now being treated at Walter Reed Medical Center after testing positive for COVID-19. The White House says the president has not transferred power to Vice President Mike Pence and plans to work from his presidential suite at the hospital. For a legal perspective, we go to Vinoo Varghese, a constitutional law attorney. We want to stress, Vinoo, that the president looks healthy. He says he's healthy. He says he's doing well. But under what conditions would it be required or maybe wise for the president to transfer power?
Good morning. The condition would be either he declares himself and says that he's unable to discharge his duties, and he'd have to do that in a written declaration per the 25th Amendment, or the vice president and a majority of his cabinet members get together, or some other body of Congress, which Congress creates, gets together and declares the president unfit. If in the latter situation happens, then the vice president becomes acting president until the president himself declares himself able to discharge his duties. And then the voting rules of the 25th Amendment actually favor the president. If that extraordinary situation occurs, where the vice president and members of his cabinet take control, and the president then declares himself able, 2/3 majority in both houses of Congress would then have to vote to make the ultimate decision in that case. The president otherwise will get his position back. But that would be an extraordinary situation. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, well, the extraordinary situation happened when in the assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan, right? When he was on the table for surgery, the vice president was given the powers of the presidency temporarily.
Yeah, as acting president, but there's a question of whether that at that time that actually occurred or whether there was a transition. But during, actually, interestingly enough, when involved both times involving both Bush presidents, George H.W. Bush, that's the situation the first time, and then when George W. Bush also underwent surgery, Dick Cheney twice was acting president during certain periods. So during those times, during those surgeries.
And again, we do not expect that anything of the kind is going to take place with President Trump. He says he's doing well. His doctors say he's doing well. What if, let's say he just starts feeling weak and, tired and really out of it? Can he just phone up Mike Pence and say, you're going to be in charge for the next 24 hours, something like that?
Yeah, he actually has to put a written declaration into both the House and the Senate in order for that to become official. Now, obviously, there's nothing preventing him from doing it unofficially and allowing, Vice President Pence to take control unofficially. But there's nothing, actually, in that situation, Trump would actually have to send a written declaration to both houses of Congress. I think, as you've noted, President Trump is resilient. Apparently, he's doing very well. And of course, there are different rumors going on through the internet. At one point, I saw something earlier this evening saying that he was having trouble breathing, but that seems not to have been confirmed by anybody. So I think in this situation, I don't see
an internet. Yeah, the White House says he's doing fine, and the president says he's doing fine. His doctors say he's doing fine, and we all hope he is. So, Vinoo Varghese, interesting talk. Thank you.
And tonight, White House officials are assuring the nation that the president is well enough to continue his duties running the country. But many people are wondering what happens if his condition should worsen. Our Sharon Crowley has more on that. She picks up our team coverage right now from the newsroom. Sharon.
Yeah, that's right, Derry. President Trump planning to be working from the presidential suite at Walter Reed. He's being treated, of course, as we said, for coronavirus. And if his health takes a turn, there are measures already in place in the Constitution to ensure the continuity of government.
President Trump announcing he'll continue working while he's being treated for COVID-19 at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. But what happens if the president's symptoms worsen? Constitutional law experts say Congress would invoke the 25th Amendment.
If the president is incapacitated, then the Constitution says that he writes a message and transmits that, and the vice president becomes the acting president. And then when he gets himself back in good health, he writes another message, and the vice president resumes his duties as vice president. President comes back.
Under the Constitution, if the president temporarily signs away his duties, Vice President Mike Pence would take over. If the president is unable to even do that, the vice president and Congress would do it for him after taking a vote.
This is the first time that we've had the issue of a president and a vice president potentially felled by the same, illness.
Vice President Pence has tested negative for coronavirus, but should he become sick, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi would be next in line to be the acting president. And if she's unable to run the country, the president pro tem of the Senate, Chuck Grassley, is next in the line of succession. He's followed by cabinet members.
This was critical, obviously, because we want to make sure there's never a situation where there's nobody running the country. It's to protect and preserve our democracy.
Now, President George W. Bush transferred his duties to Vice President Dick Cheney twice when he underwent anesthesia for some routine health procedures. And when President Ronald Reagan was shot during an assassination attempt, papers to transfer power, Derry, were drawn up but never signed.
Good to know there's precedent. Thank you, Sharon. And we've got a lot.